Hey, so this is one of my first times using OBS, bear with me. Brief background on this, I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible. I do go on tangents. I have had a lot of issues with the Worcester Department of Inspectional Services. Their behavior seems inconsistent and retaliatory, like, if you file a building, they inspect to discourage people from doing things, not to discover issues. Most of my experience, I've experienced interactions with the Worcester Inspectional Service Department twice, or two different times. One, someone calls and complains about me. Two, we file a building request and they start caring about every single old thing that has ever been an issue, such as unregistered cars that have been there for years but not an issue until we asked for. Anyways, they're not that great, and there's a bit of more of a story to this, but I want to give you the audio of the court. And, of course, my reactions.
CV 589, City of Worcester versus David Webb. Sir, can you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Morning. Will the parties please identify themselves, starting with plaintiff?
Good morning, Your Honor. Paul Payer for the City of Worcester, and I'm joined today.
Erin Roach, City of Worcester.
David Webb, City of Worcester. Well, defendant.
Okay. So you filed a motion today, yesterday?
Yes, I have I'm here in a week on 10/25 regarding appeals I filed. It's, if I'm not mistaken, the same parties. It's in this courtroom, and effectively my defense is not largely the same, but there's very similar issues in them.
Did you give a copy of this to the city?
Yes, yesterday I handed it to Paul, Mr. Day.
Well, so I can't consolidate a ticket because a ticket doesn't go with a civil case.
Okay, then may I ask for a continuance? I am scheduling a attorney for the next case, and frankly, it seems like I might need it for this one.
We'll see.
I've got notice. Okay.
Counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. This matter is on for a violation of the city ordinances at 65 Hamilton Street. The city did receive a copy of that motion and reads it as a request for continuance. Received that yesterday at 3 p.m. We would be looking to go forward today. The defendant has made significant progress at the property. There was a citation for an unregistered vehicle. I believe that has been covered, but there's still trash and debris at the property, so the city would be asking for issuance of a preliminary injunction to enjoin violation of the city nuisance ordinance, and specifically to remove or properly store the trash and debris at the property.
Inspector Roche, when were you last at the property?
I was there yesterday and then again this morning.
And what did you observe?
So yesterday I observed that the debris that's in the yard was still there, and then this morning the car was covered per the request we gave him.
But the debris is still there?
It is.
Were you able to take photographs?
I was.
What is she calling debris? May I ask for clarification on which is debris? Like, there's a few things under tarps, but...
Well, I haven't seen them yet, so I can't tell you.
Okay. I have asked them for clarification on a few things, and I finally got clarification on the car yesterday from Mr. Patey, or Monday, my bad, which is why it's complied with.
So you look at this picture and you can't tell what debris is?
That's covered with the tarp, and it is part of, there's also a building permit visible in that picture. It is part of the ongoing project that will be completed in the next week. That is a disassembled yurt. It is not debris. I have no intention of discarding that. I paid a lot of money for it. I can't see what that is from here. Oh, that's the car. And it's covered. Those are covered by tarps. And they are also part of that yurt. can't actually see that one from here. Thank you. Yeah, so the cover came off, but those are piles of wood. That piece of wood you see in the front center, that's a yurt wall. It uncollapses. There's 5 others that are in the yard. They are being cleaned right now, and then they are being assembled as part of what that building permit is discussing.
I don't think anybody's saying you have to throw it away. They just have to clean up the yard.
Okay, so is covering it up, so I guess what I'm trying to say is if that tarp was weighted down, would I be fine, or what would I...
Let me ask you this. If you were to come across a dead body on the ground and you just covered it up, is that body properly disposed of?
No, but if I'm...
Okay, so when things are just kind of lying around like that, right? Well, common sense tells you, right? Common sense, this is what we're dealing here with, right? Yes?
So when I referenced the law, when I was sort of going back and forth with Mr. Payne, all I could find was things about covering and visible from the driveway. I was looking for clarification on what was debris. If this is debris, then just tell me what I have to do with it. If it's not cover it and remove it, I will.
So construction material is one thing, particularly when it's under a building permit, right? So if it's under a building permit, it's supposed to be probably disposed of. So even when that's the case, you can't just leave materials like lying everywhere, right? It has to be properly disposed of. Hold on, I'm talking now. All right? So we can get legalistic about what is debris and what's not, but if it's not properly taken care of and it's just lying around uncared for, that's probably debris, and that's what it looks like to me.
It's a stack of 2x4s. It's still in a pallet. Like, it's... I understand what you're saying.
I saw a hammock.
Oh, that hammock is in my yard. The hammock is not in it. It's just a hammock stand. I bring out the hammock stand and I use it.
But all the stuff is just lying around like it looks like trash. So
clean it up. Got it.
Yes, clean up the yard. Put it away.
Okay.
So it looks clean and organized. So the construction material that's sitting there can be determined to be construction material and not trash.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So this is what we're going to do, sir. I'm going to give you 1 week to clean up that place. All right? And it has to be to the satisfaction of the city.
Sounds good.
All right? And then I'll act on your motion next week, at least on the motion to consolidate the civil case, because I don't even know what the other one is. You can't just consolidate something unless you tell me what the other case is related to.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll give you 1 week to clean it up.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Huh? No PI, just continued.
Twenty-three CV 589, City of Worcester versus David Webb. Sir, can you raise your right hand? Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Good morning. Will the parties please identify themselves, starting with plaintiff?
Paul Pear for the City of Worcester.
Erin Roach, City of Worcester.
David Webb.
So, last time we were here, you had me tell you what was debris, what was construction material. So, where are we with that, Inspector?
I was at the property yesterday, so all of the construction debris has been piled neatly, but there is still some debris behind where he built a structure. So behind the structure, there's still quite a bit of debris that we would ask you to clean up.
Okay. Are there photographs?
There are.
Thanks.
Anything else, Attorney Pear?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Webb, what would you like to say, sir?
First and foremost, I'm not planning on discarding any of that. Some of it is to be installed in a house, but none of it is debris. I did email them on Monday and Tuesday, asking if there were any remaining violations they would like addressed to let me know so I can resolve them before an inspection this morning. The construction materials in the front are not just neatly piled, like those are like specifically to not be debris. Like there's still a pile of 2x4s, and some of those are going to be used. The rest are going to be gotten rid of. But like I very specifically have tried to make it clear that there's no debris here. Most of the stuff I even disassembled the hammock stand we talked about last week. Additionally, if I need to get rid of stuff from behind my house, I will, but realistically, I got rid of a shed, and these are all things I am planning on using. Like, that's a roof rack, both of those things are going to go into my house. That pressure washer is functional, and I don't know if there was a picture of the cooler in the front of my house, but I'm giving away one of those, and the others can be repurposed and used.
This is debris. I mean, it looks like stuff that the lawnmower, a bucket, a cooler. There's a shelf. None of it looks. A couple of shovels. How is that debris? Is it because it's not just organized?
And it's been there for months and months and months, just like strewn out. Sometimes it's back there, sometimes it's at the side of the property. He has 2 empty storefronts on his property that he could probably store some things in. I'm just asking that he cleans it up a little bit.
Can you put it into your storefront?
Actually, the shovels specifically, I was actually going to be putting up a holder on the wall of my house next to where they are right now. I am planning on making it a bit more tidy. The project is not complete, and I am planning on creating a space to store all of my. Short answer is yes.
All right. So how much time do you need? If I give you a week, can you do it?
No, that's 3 weeks would be ideal. I could definitely do it in 2.
3 weeks to put up a hook for a bunch of.
No, I can put up the hook in a week. I just can't, like the lawnmower, I don't really have a place for. I was going to leave it behind there. I don't know if that's a problem. I wasn't planning on building a shed.
I would not consider a lawnmower to be debris.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put up
I don't think it's the lawnmower per se. I think it's the way things are just kind of strewn about. They're not stuff that belongs inside, should be inside. Like I see a couple of shelves, right? It looks to be like a half-gallon water bucket on some sort of plastic container.
That actually belongs to the unit behind me. I don't know what that is, but it's got a bunch of gravel in it.
Okay.
It's a 63 Hamilton, not 65.
I mean, I'm not telling you to throw it away. I'm just telling you to tidy it up. Can you do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I'll give you a week for that. And we're talking about this, correct?
Yep, that's fine, the way the debris is piled. We
Okay.
don't have any issues with that.
So it's just these 2.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. 1 week to just tidy it up?
Sounds good.
Judge, if I may, Mr. Webb showed up at 9:15. He had 2 matters that were called at 8, supposed to be called at 8:45. We called them at 9 o'clock. So you were found responsible and some fines were issued on those matters so that you're aware of it.
Okay, thank you so much for letting me know.
Yep.
All right, so do you want to come back for status council, or are we all set?
Your Honor, just to clarify, if a
PI to issue.
PI to issue, does that enjoin maintaining the nuisance going forward?
Well, yeah, so you're gonna have to clean it up, but you can't let it happen again. So part of the order is that you continue to maintain the premises so it doesn't happen again, okay?
Okay, and so in that case, can I have clarity as to what is debris?
Well, debris is trash. So when I say to you, clean up your debris, I may consider it trash and you may consider it useful. But generally when people consider things useful, it's not just thrown about on the side of a house, right? So if you organize it, right, like anything else, and you just get it out of the way.
I will organize my debris.
And just organize it, get out of what doesn't belong outside, don't leave it outside. I mean, don't get me wrong, a cooler can be used anywhere, but if you're leaving it outside, it's gonna get, people think that it's not really useful because they get mold, they get this, they get that. So it's just an example, right? But the point is, it's, you know, I don't consider your property to be debris, but the way it's kind of laid about it looks like debris. So I'm ordering you to remove and clean all debris. That doesn't mean you have to throw it out. It means you just take care of it the way that you believe it should be to the satisfaction of the city. Does that make any sense to you?
Completely.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
All right, PI to issue. Thank you.
Your Honor.
I'm realizing you probably couldn't hear any of my other words. It's okay. Yeah, that's what fucking happened with the city. Judge automatically sides with them, doesn't actually hear my motion to dismiss them because I never actually got notice. And, yeah, short version is, the city requires me to organize my trash. Or else, I don't know, I'll have to go to court again.